Gagawin natin dito, transfers tayo, dependent techniques. So when we say dependent, all the efforts will be coming from the patient. Okay, 100% of the effort will be coming from the patient. Why? Why 100%? Most of the time, maybe it's because of the severe weakness that they have, because of the condition, or maybe because of any cognitive problems. Due to cognitive problems, you can instruct them what to do, what is the right thing to do. That's why they are very dependent on us. Okay, so that's why we will be performing dependent transfers. First, we have the dependent standing pivot, then the seated pivot, dependent seated pivot. Then we have the one-man lift and the two-man lift. So I'll start with the standing pivot. Okay, before I go to that, importance of the things that you're seeing here first. Okay, so very important that the physical area, the environment where you will do it, should be prepared initially. Okay, wala nang touch move to. Pag ang pasyente pinapatayo mo na, nasimulan mo nang patayuin, hindi pa pala ayos lahat ng gamit, walang touch move yun, mahirap na yun sa actual setting, di ba? Sa real setting, I'm talking about the real setting here. Okay? So, kaya dapat, even from the start, you will plan everything out. So, plan out what do you need to do, what are the things that you will be needing, and how you will carry it out. Lahat yun, ipaplano nyo na. Okay? So now, principles of the transfers. For example, if you want to transfer from the wheelchair going to the bed, or from the chair going to the bed, what should be the angle of the wheelchair or chair? Approximately 45 degrees. So, approximately, it should be 45 degrees, and it should be close enough to the bed, kasi pag malayo yan, malayo din yung itatransfer nyo pa. Mas mahirap din yun. Next, when you transfer, you should be on the adequate or on the proper area. Kung magta-transfer ka dito sa bed, later on you want the patient to lie supine. Dapat ba nandito yung chair, dito, or dito? Dapat nasa bandang gitna. Kasi parang patient, hindi sa gitna uupo. Paano kung dito nyo na po yung patient? Hiniga siya, nakaganito, ang yung paa niya. Masyado na tayong malayo. So, ito yung sinasabi natin, plan things out before you start everything. So, tinitignan na natin kung yung mga kailangan natin. Next, use of guard belt. Guard belt is very important in every transfer. So, for the guard belt, number 1, basic principle of the guard belt, we apply it on the pelvic area, on the bony area, not on the abdominal. Pag nasa abdominal yan, tapos ginanito mo, una-una pwedeng masakit. What if the patient falls? Diba you will hold it from here? Ano mangyayari sa abdominal contents niya pag nag-fall na siya? Pwedeng may ipit lang, masakit na din. So, apply it on the bony areas, dito sa iliac crest area natin. Dito natin siya i-apply. Okay? So, yun yung proper use of the guard belt. Next, make sure that prepared din ng therapist, walang mga nakasabit sa kanya na pwedeng mag-restrict ng activity. Even the patient, dapat wala ding mga ganyang laces na pwedeng sumabit anytime na ginagawa niyo yung transfers na yun. Okay? So, start na tayo. Subject. So, for the patient safety, first and foremost, we have to ensure that the wheelchair, if you're using a wheelchair, it should be locked first. So, nandito yung mga pang-lock ng wheelchair. Mamaya, kapag hindi nyo nilalak yan, gagalaw-galaw na yung wheelchair. If you transfer, it could be unsafe to your patient. So, position natin siya near this area at around 45 degrees. Then, ilalak na natin siya. Okay? Then next, make sure that nothing is blocking you from doing any activities. Ito, meron tayong mga footrest pa dito. So, sana hindi din ito magbablock. So, if you are about to transfer now, you have to swing it away so that it will not block you from doing anything. So, paano natin swing away ito? Meron lang tayo dito pinupull na handle. So once na nag-swing na siya, pwede natin siya iangat. At least clear na rin itong area na to. So same thing with the other side. We can swing it away para matanggal na natin siya. So, the wheelchair is set. Okay na tayo sa wheelchair. Next naman, patient preparation naman tayo. So, we will now apply the guard belt to our patient. So, the guard belt will be applied on this area, on the pelvic area.
That's your point of contact for your patient. So that if ever the patient might be able to fall or might fall down,
So, principles in applying the guard belt, it should be tight enough to protect the patient, but it should be loose enough for the patient to breathe. Naintindihan ba yun? Tight enough to protect the patient and loose enough for the patient to breathe. If it is too tight, the patient will find it difficult to breathe. But if it is too loose, then it defeats the purpose of using a guard belt. Walang kwenta ng guard belt nyo kung maluwag lang din siya. Hindi na siya guard belt. Danger belt na siya, di ba? So yun. You can test it and you will ask the patient kung okay din naman yung breathing niya, hindi ba siya nahihirapan, wala bang masakit.
slide up your tongue, slide down your butt. So that will fit. Okay? And of course, yung exhale, don't hold it like that. The patient is not a dog. Okay? You can just tuck it. Tuck it. Ipo. Para lang. Okay? Okay? Now, okay? What would be the instruction? Okay? First, the patient has to be able to, okay, when they try to transfer from the wheelchair to the bed, you see what's in their way? Okay, yeah, the big wheel. Okay, so have your patient, okay, scoot forward. Here. Patient just arrange your okay, can you slide your hips forward? Okay, they have the option to slide or really use your handrails to push themselves up and then they go to the top the chair. Okay? Okay? If your patients are weak, you can even do manually sliding their okay, foot of their hips. Okay, just using the grabbing their top. Okay? Yun. Okay? Now,
No, because if you follow it, it goes into the video.
it's just a plank of wood. Holes there, just
Okay, then
okay. And this one is you would tuck this one.
You will upload this at YouTube naman, diba? You will upload this at
so
YouTube.
now, how do we transfer now the patient from the wheelchair going to the bed? So, dependent. The patient will not assist me at all. Okay? So, the patient will not assist me at all. So, all the efforts will be coming from me. So, first is, you have to position the patient properly muna. You have to move the patient a bit towards the edge of the wheelchair. So if the patient can't assist you, one by one, we will move the pelvis. So I'll hold here sa thigh, and since ang pelvis to, move the patient forward. Sige, hila ka lang. Dependent lang tayo. Then we will also move this a bit hanggang maabot nyo yung tamang edge ng patient natin dito sa wheelchair. Then afterwards, you will move the patient this way. Ngayon, nakagito na yung position natin. Next is, prepare na tayo sa pagtayo. By the way, when you transfer, make sure that the patient is stable first. Standing pivot tayo, di ba? So, dapat tatayo muna tayo. Make sure that the patient is stable first in standing before you start the pivoting. So, ensure the stability prior to the movement. So, what you can do is, actually there are various references telling us on how to do this. Now, if you were to ask me, sir, ano po din susundin namin? There's no one best technique that I can tell you. All I can say is you have to try all those techniques and whichever is easier for you, then use that one. Kasi kung ano yung mas madali, ano yung mas kaya nyo, mas safe yung patient natin, yun yung gawin nyo. Okay? So, ano yung mga techniques na yun? Ito yung sabi ng isang book din. First is, the patient is really weak. So it's only the therapist who will move the patient here, okay? So, what I will be doing now is, I will be moving through the guard belt, then I will be pushing the patient upwards. I will push forward on the pelvis para mag-extension ng hip. And I will also push the knee backwards to prevent knee buckling. Paano bang knee buckling? So pag tumayo ang patient, knee buckling because of weakness, hindi sila makakontra, ano mangyayari? Magbabuckle lang yun pag ganun. Babagsak na yung pasyente nyo. Okay? So you have to block that. So to block that, you have to keep it in a hyperextended position. So sir, question, nandito yung patella, siya ba talaga ipupush ko forward? No, hindi siya ipupush mo. Ilalagay ko yung paa ko somewhere here para ipush yung tibia posteriorly. So, nandito yung tibia ipupush ko posteriorly, not really directly over the patella. Okay? So, you will not assist me, ha? Okay? Gagawin natin ngayon, itatayo muna natin yung patient natin. So, nilock ko siya. Wala siyang assistance at all on both lower X. It just happened na medyo mas mataas ako sa kanya, kaya nagbe-bend ako ng konti. Para ma-reach ko yung sa baba ng knee niya. Then, ikot. Pinapivot ko lang siya. Then, ngayon, nandito na tayo sa bed. Pagdating sa bed, make sure that the patient hits the bed before you leave the patient. Okay? So, pwede nyo rin gawin, one by one, you can move the patient upwards. So, if the patient is here, iwan nyo lang ba siya mag-isa? No. Hindi, dependent siya, di ba? So, i-apply natin yung principles na dinemo nung first shifting. Nalala nyo yun? Sitting to supine, sitting to side lying. So, ngayon, continuous na yung story natin. May continuation pa pala yun. Okay? Pwede natin gawin from supine to sitting to standing din. Going to any other places. Now, paano kung gusto natin ibalik dito yung patient natin? Same thing. So, what we can do is, make sure that the patient is weight-bearing on one side muna. So, pwedeng one side muna ibababa ko until we reach the floor. Ngayon, na-reach ko na yung floor. Anong gagawin ko? I can start supporting now the knee. Again, I will support the knee para magpe-prevent yung knee buckling. Then, what I will be doing is, I'll pull this one towards the end then. So, okay na. Nandito na tong kabila. Then, I'll support the knee to prevent knee buckling. Then, I'll move the patient now, going back to the wheelchair. Then, slowly bring down the patient. Slowly bring down the patient. That's one way, one strategy to do it. Ano yung sinasabi pa na ibang references? Kanina, nandito ako sa side na to, di ba? Pero paano yung sinasabi pa na ibang references? Pwede din natin siyang gawin na nandito ka. Nandito ka sa side na to. Then, same thing lang din. Naka-move forward yung patient nyo. Then, you will move the patient up and forward. Okay, up and forward. Then, we will rotate. Then, sit down. So, pwede din to. Okay? So, yun yung mga techniques natin ngayon. Standing pivot. Next. Seated pivot naman. Paano seated pivot? Kung kanina, we ask the patient to still stand up prior to going to the bed. Now, we go directly from sitting, konting taas lang ng body, then we go here to the bed. Okay, diretso na tayo. But take note, dapat walang nagbablock sa way natin. Since medyo nakaupo siya, hindi siya makakatayo, dapat wala na tong armrest na to. So, tatanggalin muna natin tong armrest.
Provide assistance, is a trunk or probably hip.
Okay, para walang nagbablock dun sa side na yon. Tinanggal muna natin yung armrest. So now, for the seated pivot transfer, paano natin gagawin naman to? You will still support the patient through the knee para hindi pa rin magbabuckle yung tuhod niya. Kung kanina, pinatayo natin yung patient bago tayo lumipat, ngayon, nakaupo na yung patient. So, Nakaupo na yung patient, then you will hold the patient in this area. Then, ang gagawin natin, lilipat natin siya dito sa bed na to. Okay? So, medyo edge din. Medyo edge din tayo. Then, move natin yung patient dito. Then, you will assist the patient going here to the bed. Okay? So, pwede ka gumamit ng konting momentum from yourself. 1, 2, 3. Then, lilipat tayo dito. Okay? So, yun yung isang technique natin doon. Seated pivot transfer. So, standing pivot, seated pivot. Next. Mabuo ka muna. Excuse lang, pa-clear lang yung area na to. Next is, we have the 1-man lift and the 2-man lift transfer techniques. So ito naman technique na to, from the wheelchair or a chair. Again, imagine nyo guys, hindi na to puro wheelchair. Pwede din upuan to. From chair to bed, from wheelchair to chair, pwede din yun. Kung wheelchair to chair, itatabi ko lang dito yung upuan, 45 degrees. Yung ginagawa ko kanina, i-apply ko pa rin. Pwede pa rin yun. Parang-parehas lang naman yung technique nun. Okay? So now, paano naman yung 1-man lift? 1-man lift, may disadvantage lang siya. Kailangan mo talaga dito ng strength ng therapist. Okay? Kailangan siya talaga. Kaya nga ang question, sir, paano pag hindi ko magagawa 1-man lift? Kaya nga may 2-man lift tayo mamaya. So, demo ko lang muna yung 1-man lift. Pero it doesn't necessarily mean na dapat lahat kayo magagawa nito. So, if applicable, gagawin pa rin yung 1-man lift. Pero kung hindi talaga applicable, 2-man lift or 3-man lift yung gagamitin nyo. Okay? So, make sure that nothing is blocking the way pa rin. Kaya tatanggalin ko muna itong mga armrests. Then, here, what you will be doing now is you will just transfer the patient from this place to this place. But, you have to maintain proper body mechanics all throughout. So, proper body mechanics meaning we do not bend through this area, hindi tayo nakaganon. So, when you do it, keep the back straight. So, ang gagawin na lang natin, if you need to go down, squat a bit, then bend through the hip. Bend through the hip, not through the low back. Iba yung bending dito, iba yung bending dito. Magkaiba sila, di ba? So, bend through the hip and try to apply some squatting techniques. So, yun yung i-apply natin dito. Okay, so for the 1-man lift, in-shock nyo lang yung patient na ilalagay nyo lang dito yung kamay ng patient. Then, make sure straight muna kayo bago kayo ikot. Then, slowly nyo siyang ibababa. Huwag nyo siyang ibabagsak. Okay? Huwag nyo siyang ibabagsak. Okay? Okay, next. Pwede rin naman siya ibalik na rin dito. So, pag ibabalik nyo lang, make sure na walang babagsak at all. What I mean is, pagdating dito, di ba nakaganon kayo? Hindi yung gaganon kayo. Baka parehas pa kayong tumumba doon. So, yun. So, kaya nga disadvantage nito, you really need to have the strength. Kung hindi nyo kaya, may 2-man lift, may 3-man lift tayo. Kung hindi nyo kaya to. Okay? So, yun dito lang, papakita ko lang yung from here, paano tayo babalik naman dito. Actually, ang crucial lang dito, yung from here, paano lang tatayo eh. Yun lang ang crucial dun eh. So, hindi natin kung kaya pa. Kung hindi naman, mag-gauge nyo naman yun eh. Pag hindi kaya, then huwag pipilitin. Okay? So, okay? So, ang important dun,
Lang na. Okay.
kaya pa ba?
Babalik na lang.
Ang pwedeng gawin is, from here, make sure na from this position, ilalagay nyo muna siya dito bago kayo tatayo. Kasi tayo, ang hirap po from here, diretso kang tayo. Mag-tendency mag-fall kayo paharap. So yun yung danger doon. So, ganito, then move lang kayo konti dito, then dahan-dahan kayo tatayo. Okay? So,